me, Sammy. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hope you're all having an amazing day, whatever it is you're doing. Welcome back to another weekly meals I made this week video. I've been absolutely loving these. I've shared so many of my recipes with you guys now, and there is more and more still to come. So yeah, I'm very excited to show you 5 new recipes in this video, 4 dinners and 1 dessert. So yeah, very excited for you to see what I have. We are moving into more summer style recipes at the moment, sort of moving away from like winter-esque dinners and moving more into warmer weather meals, which is something that I've been absolutely loving cooking recently. So yeah, can't wait to share it with you. If you do like this video, please don't forget to smash the thumbs up button and subscribe down below. If you want to see more meals I made this week content, then definitely check out my Instagram and my TikTok. The links are in the description. And yeah, without further ado, let's dive in and see what I made this week. Monday evening, guys, and we're going to be making a salmon rice salad for tonight's dinner. Super excited for this one. Let's run through all the ingredients and the overall cost of this meal. So we're going to be using about 200 grams of basmati brown rice, 200 grams of edamame soybeans. These are the frozen ones. Going to be using a few tablespoons of light soy sauce, half a packet of coriander. We're going to be using a whole cucumber, 4 spring onions, 1 red chilli, 1 lime, the juice and the zest, and then 2 salmon fillets. Altogether, guys, this comes to £7.58. Let's dive into the cooking. Now, first things first, we've got a pan of boiling water. I've popped a sprinkle of salt in here as well, and what we're going to do is we're going to add, it's a little over 200 grams of rice here, and we're just going to add that to there now and cook it as per our packet instructions. Now, I do normally use a rice cooker, but because we're going to be adding our edamame beans into this for the last 3 minutes, I thought I'd do it on the stove today. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir this once now, give it a good little stir, then I'm going to put the lid on, reduce it to a simmer and cook it for about 20 minutes, adding our frozen edamame beans, 200 grams worth, for the last 3 minutes. Now, the next step for this dinner is to cook our salmon fillets in our air fryer. So what we're going to do, set it to air fry. We're going to do 180 degrees, but we're going to set it for 10 minutes. I'm just going to let that preheat, and then we're going to add our salmon fillets onto the basket. While that's all cooking away, we're going to prep our spring onion, our cucumber and our coriander. I've just put the chopped up cucumber, spring onions and coriander into a really large mixing bowl. What I'm going to do now is just finely chop up this red chilli. Then we're going to zest this lime and cut it in half. Just like that. Now, into a small bowl, we're going to add 5 tablespoons of light soy sauce. The juice of all of the lime and the zest and the chili is all going to go into that as well. That is our dressing, all ready to use later. And what we're going to do is add our edamame beans to this now because it's got 3 minutes left. Our salmon is now ready, so what I'm going to do is remove the skin now and flake this up. And that's our salmon ready to use in a moment. That's our rice and beans done as well. I've just turned it off the heat. Now what we're going to do is drain this and just quickly run it under some cold water to cool it down. Now that's all of our different components ready. Now we'll just go put it all together. Starting off with our cucumber, coriander and spring onions, we're now going to add our rice and our soybeans to this now and give that all a good mix. Now to this, we're going to gently fold through our salmon. Now before the next step, I'm going to take out my toddler's portion now, and to her portion I'm just going to add a little sprinkling of light soy sauce, and then to the rest of this we're going to add our soy sauce, chili and lime dressing that we made earlier and give that all a really good stir. And now that's all ready to serve. So that is our Monday night salmon rice salad finished, guys. We've got the boys' portions at the back, Tyler's and Liam's, and then we've got Ava's, which again was just slightly adapted because she's a toddler, and then we've got my portion here, guys. This tastes absolutely delicious. I can't wait to dive in and eat it, and we will catch you later in the week for another meal. Wednesday evening now, guys, and we're going to be making a feta tomato pasta for dinner tonight. Super excited for this. Let's run through the ingredients and the overall cost. First up, we've got 400 grams of fusilli pasta. We've then got 200 grams of feta cheese. We've then got 2 garlic cloves, 2 250 gram packs of cherry tomatoes. Going to be using half of this pack of basil, a tablespoon of mixed herbs, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil and a couple of tablespoons of white wine. Altogether, guys, this comes to £4.78. Let's dive in and start the cooking. First things first, I've got my oven preheating to gas mark 6. Then what we're going to do in this large baking tray is we're going to pop our feta cheese block in the centre and surround it by the cherry tomatoes. just like so. Now for some prep, I'm just quickly gonna slice up our garlic cloves and roughly chop up half of this pack of basil. That's our necessary prep done now, and what we're gonna do is add our garlic sprinkled onto this now. And then to this, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of dried mixed herbs, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 2 tablespoons of the white wine. We're just gonna drizzle that all over. And then the last step is just to generously season with some salt and with some pepper. Now we're going to pop this into our oven for 25 to 30 minutes until the feta cheese is soft and the tomatoes are starting to caramelize. While the feta and the tomatoes are cooking away, we're just going to add our pasta now to some boiling water and cook as per the packet instructions. Now that our pasta is cooked, I'm just going to drain this off in a colander, but before I do that, I'm going to reserve about 100 millilitres of the pasta water. I'm just going to leave that to one side until the feta's finished. That is our tomatoes and feta cooked for the 30 minutes. I've just turned the oven off now. Now we just need to mash these. You can use like a potato masher or you can use a fork, however you want to do it, but I'm just going to mash this all together now. Now that's all mashed up, what we're going to do now is add our reserved 100 millilitres of pasta water and give this all a good mix so it creates a thick, creamy sauce. Now what we're going to do is stir through all of the pasta, and we're going to stir through most of the basil. I'm going to leave a couple of leaves for garnishing, but yeah, we're going to stir in the pasta and the basil now. And that is our feta tomato pasta finished. Now we just need to serve up. So that is mine and Ava's dinner served up, and I've obviously got a lot left. If the boys were here as well, this would feed them as well, but it's actually going to be used for a lunch tomorrow for me and Ava. But yeah, I've got mine and Ava's here. She's having the exact same as well, but I've just garnished mine with some fresh basil leaves and a crack of black pepper as well. That's the only difference. And yeah guys, gonna go and enjoy this now and catch you later in the week for another dinner. It's Thursday evening guys. We're gonna be making some tuna melt calzones with a tomato and spinach salad for our dinner. Let's run through all of the ingredients and the overall cost for this dinner. So we're gonna be using a ready rolled pizza dough by Asda. We're gonna be using half a bag of baby spinach, half a tin of chopped tomatoes, 1 tin of tuna chunks in spring water, a little bit of caster sugar, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, a couple of red wine vinegar. I'm going to be using about 75 grams of mature white cheddar cheese, a whole packet of cherry tomatoes, this is 250 grams, about 3 spring onions, and also a little handful of fresh basil as well guys. Altogether this comes to £4.68. Let's dive into the cooking. First thing I'm doing is preheating our oven to gas mark 7, and then I've just popped a tablespoon of olive oil into the saucepan. We're going to heat that up on a medium heat now. Now I'm going to quickly chop up our spring onions, and we're going to pop these into our saucepan now, and we're just going to fry these up for a couple of minutes. Now to this we're going to add half our tin of tomatoes, and we're going to cook this now for about 6 minutes until it's thickened up a little bit. And while that's cooking away, I've just drained our tuna. I'm just going to roughly chop up this basil as well. Now that it's looking like this, I've just turned it off the heat. What we're going to do now is stir in the tuna chunks and the basil into this now and season with some salt and with some pepper. Now we're just going to let that cool slightly, and what we're going to do now while that's cooling is grating our cheese. Now that's our cheese grated, it's time to roll out our pizza dough. Now I'm going to cut this into quarters now. Now I know traditionally calzones are sort of semicircles, but I'm just going to be doing sort of rectangular calzones today. Now what we're going to do on half of each of our calzone bases, we're going to be adding a little scoop of our tuna tomato mixture and then a little bit of the grated cheese as well. Just like so. Now what we're going to do is fold each of these in half and crimp the edges. These never look pretty when I do them. I'm so rubbish at working with pastry and dough, but they taste delicious. So yeah, the idea was to fold them over and crimp them, but then transferring them onto the tray, they just became a bit of a mess. So these are going to go in the oven now for 20-25 minutes until cooked and golden. Now to make our salad, what we're going to do is add a tablespoon of red wine vinegar, a tablespoon of olive oil, and half a teaspoon of caster sugar. That's going to go into this green bowl now. And we're just going to gently whisk this together now. Now we're just going to add half our bag of baby spinach to this bowl. Then I'm just going to quarter up the cherry tomatoes and add those in as well and toss it all together with the vinaigrette. And that's our salad all tossed in the vinaigrette, so that's all ready now. So now we just need to wait for our calzones to be done and then we can serve up. That is mine and Ava's Thursday night dinner served up. Guys, we've also got some left for our lunch tomorrow. The boys are back tomorrow, so we'll be making some more dinner and pudding tomorrow for them as well. So yeah, we will see you tomorrow for some more meals. Friday morning, guys, and we're going to be making some healthy peanut butter cups for our pudding tonight. So let's run through all of the ingredients for this pudding. Going to need some vanilla extract, some maple syrup, some Best for Baking, which is a baking spread, a fat spread designed for baking. We're also going to use some porridge oats, some smooth peanut butter, a little bit of dark chocolate, 2 ripe bananas, 2 small carrots, and 150 grams of blueberries. That's everything we need to make these healthy peanut butter cups, guys. Let's dive into it. First things first, preheat the oven to gas mark 4. Then I've just lined our cupcake tin with some muffin cases. And now into this saucepan, I'm going to put 30 grams of the baking spread, 50 grams of the maple syrup, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Just going to heat this over a gentle heat now until it's all melted together. Now that's all melted, we're just going to remove that from the heat. Now we've measured out 120 grams of our porridge oats, and now we're just going to peel and grate our carrots and mash our bananas with a fork as well. Now we're going to add our mashed banana and our grated carrot and our 120 grams of porridge oats into this now and give it all a good mix. And then to this we're going to add all of our blueberries, and we're going to just mix that all together too. Now we're going to divide this amongst our muffin cases, and I've just leveled them all off with the back of a spoon, and what we're going to do now is put these in the middle of a preheated oven, gas mark 4, for 20 to 25 minutes. That is our peanut butter cup bases done. They've been in the oven now for 25 minutes. I'm just going to let them cool completely now before we move on to the next step. Right, now that our peanut butter cup bases are fully cooled, we're now going to top all of these off with 1 teaspoon of smooth peanut butter on top of each one. So that's our peanut butter added on top of our bases. Now I've got 60 grams of our green and black's dark chocolate in here. I'm just going to melt this in the microwave now, 10 to 20 second bursts at a time until it's all melted, and then we're going to drizzle it on top. Just like that. Now what we're going to do is put these in the fridge to set until later on, and then after dinner we're going to take these out and have a look and serve them. Friday evening now, guys, I'm going to be making a creamy bacon and leek pasta dish for dinner. Super excited for this. Let's run through the ingredients and the overall cost. So I'm going to be using this whole double pack of lean smoked diced bacon, a whole pack of creamy soft cheese, this is 200 grams, a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of olive oil, about 400 grams of penne pasta, 2 175 gram packs of sliced leeks, and 2 courgettes. Altogether, guys, this does come to £8.16. It's a little bit expensive, but it's going to make a lot of food, and we're actually having this for lunch tomorrow as well. So yeah, that's all the ingredients covered. Let's dive into the cooking. Now, I was actually going to add some olive oil to this pan, but I don't think I will now. I've just got it over a medium flame, and what I'm going to do is add all of the bacon straight into here without any oil. And what we're going to do is fry this for about 8 to 10 minutes now until the bacon starts to get nice and crispy. While our bacon's just still cooking away there, I've just popped a large saucepan on to boil, just with boiling water in with a little bit of salt, ready for our pasta later. Now what I'm going to do is thinly slice up our courgette and then cut them into quarters. Now that our bacon's looking nice and crispy, what I'm going to do is take out a couple of spoonfuls of it just to use as a garnish on top of it later, but then we're going to add our leeks to this. Now we're going to generously season this with some pepper, and then we're going to mix it all together. And we're just going to let this fry up for about 5 minutes now. Meanwhile, we're going to pop our pasta, about 400 grams of this packet, into our boiling water. And we're just going to cook this now as per the packet instructions. Now that this has been cooking for 5 minutes, we're going to now add our courgettes into the pan. And it's going to get this fried up now for another 5 minutes. Our pasta's now done, so I'm going to turn that off the heat now. I'm going to reserve about 100 to 150 millilitres of the pasta water and then drain off the rest. Right, so that's the pasta drained, and we've got our reserved pasta water here. I've just turned this down to a low heat now, so this is on a low flame. What we're going to do is add our full pack of creamy soft cheese, and we're also going to add some of our reserved pasta water, probably about half of this amount, so probably about 50 mils to 75 mils of water, and then we're just going to see see where we go from there. So mixing all that together, this is how we're looking. So what we're going to do now is add our pasta into this, still on a low heat, and we're going to just keep mixing this all together until the sauce becomes the consistency that we are happy with. That's all our sauce and everything looking really nice and thick now. So now we're just going to serve this up. That's our Friday night dinner served up now, guys. This is Tyler's and Liam's. We've got Ava's here as well, and this is my portion. We're going to go and enjoy this now, and then we'll be back shortly for some pudding. Oh, also we do have loads left for lunch tomorrow. And this is our pudding, guys. This is how our peanut butter cups turned out. They are not the most attractive, but they do taste really, really nice. They're not super sweet. They are definitely a healthy version of a peanut butter cup, so it should tend to your cravings slightly, but yeah, if you do want them slightly sweeter, you could always use sort of like a milk chocolate, like a dairy milk, Cadbury dairy milk or something like that as the chocolate instead of the darker chocolate. But I'm super excited for these because I am on a bit of a health kick, so these are going to be right up my street. You've got all the blueberries and stuff in the flapjack base, then you've got your peanut butter, then you've got your dark chocolate. Absolutely lovely. Can't wait to dive into these with the kids. And that is our Friday meals complete. And yeah, that is everything that I have for you this week, guys. I really hope that you got inspired with this video, and hopefully you've taken a few bits and pieces away. Well, I mean, I would love for you to love all 5 recipes, but not everything is for everyone. But if you just took a little bit of inspiration at least away from this video, then my job is done. Hope you liked it, and let me know down in the comments what was your favourite meal from this video. It really helps me sort of work out what you guys are enjoying, so I can create content that you guys will definitely love in the future. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and hopefully I will see you really, really soon for another video. Take care. Bye.